Hello, once again, Martin Popoff here with another edition of Reliving Old Reviews as a Useless Tool of Confusion. This is the baby show inside our big show, the mothership, the Contrarians, where I look at old reviews and comment on them to see if the writer got it right within, not having the context that we've had after years and years of discussing these albums. And today we are looking at a review in Melody Maker from November 5th, 1977 of Rush, A Farewell to Kings, by Michael Oldfield. I must confess, I went and looked up and made sure this isn't Mike Oldfield because go check our Kiss episode out. Chrissy Hine reviewed the Kiss album, the debut Kiss album, so that's a really cool episode. But yeah, and I confirmed, like, I kind of knew she did this, but she went and worked. She met Nick Kent and started working for the Enemy. But this isn't the same Mike Oldfield, because Mike Oldfield of Tubular Bells fame, he was born in 1953, and I found a biography of this Michael Oldfield. I assume it's the right guy, and he was born in 1950. So it's not Mike Oldfield writing this review; it's Michael Oldfield. Let's see what he has to say about Rush, A Farewell to Kings. Okay. There's an old showbiz adage which recommends entertainers to always leave them, the audience, wanting more. Rush have obviously taken it to heart. The final track is Book 1, The Voyage of Cygnus X1, which is, we are told, on the sleeve, to be continued. I, for one, hope we won't be kept waiting too long. Okay, so he likes Rush. For this is by far the most successful of Rush's involved extended works. In the same tradition as 2112 and Bytor and the Snow Dog, Cygnus X1 uses all manner of spacey effects and adventurous musical ideas to accompany the story of a doomed journey through the universe to the black hole of the title. So gripping is the story by Neil Peart as ever, that in 4 short verses, it's already outpaced a stack of sci-fi novels, and the spaceship Rocinante hasn't reached Cygnus X1 yet. It should be come as no surprise that Rush are a literate lot, though they may be a trio of Canadian heavy metal men who attract their fair share of headbangers, but their previous albums have shown a wit and invention that has set them apart from their many run-of-the-mill rivals. Yeah, that's really cool. He likes this, and it's a good description of all this, and he realizes they're a literate bunch, and he's comparing it to old Rush and stuff. But the UK were always, fairly receptive to Rush. I've always said, I think it's kind of a cool theory that Rush is one of the biggest influences on the new wave of British heavy metal, because when you hear, the not OTT fast songs on those independent singles and stuff, and these bands attempt a ballad, they sound more like Rush than they sound like Aerosmith Home Tonight or a proto power ballad sort of thing. They're often proggy and dirgy with parts and a fast thing, and to me that's a lot of Rush. Rush paid attention to the UK, and the UK just basically thought they were geniuses, right? They thought they were pretty smart guys, and they go over there with Max Webster, and there's 12-inch singles released and all that stuff. So yeah, generally well regarded. So I think Rush and Judas Priest, I would go so far as to say they're 2 of the biggest influences on the new wave of British heavy metal, along with Rainbow, Deep Purple as well. Okay. Enough about the new album. Further evidence of their sophistication comes on another long one, and undoubtedly the completed highlight of A Farewell to Kings, Xanadu, which quotes literally from Coleridge's Kubla Khan, contrasting gentle passages where the poet's lines are recited with the full thunder of their own blitzkrieg attack on their own lyrics. There's a similar but cruder contrast on the title track, which opens and closes with Alex Lifeson's acoustic guitar. No surprises for guessing the filling in the sandwich, pure metal. That's going a little far. It's kind of strummy, hard rock, up tempo. Great song, love it. Kind of an underrated song, right? We don't hear people talk about it much. The 3 tracks mentioned so far are all on the lengthy side, and every album must have a potential single. Rush have thoughtfully provided a choice of 3, Closer to the Heart, Cinderella Man, and Madrigal. Obviously, 2 of them weren't much of singles at all, or hits, but Closer to the Heart was a massive hit on this album, really did a lot, help perpetuate Rush's ascendance. By their very nature, they're fairly simple and thus nowhere near as interesting as the others, but Madrigal, which bears no relation to the English folk songs of the title, Natch, is very catchy. Farewell to Kings is Rush's best yet. And for those of us waiting to get to Cygnus X1, the next album can't come soon enough. So yeah, here we are, November 1977. Punk is in full, punk's almost ending at this point. And this writer, Michael Oldfield, has no shame loving a progressive metal band. Not a mention of punk anywhere, no derision, saying it's not as authentic as punk. He's just basically ignoring punk. And just loving what Rush is doing with no sort of snobbiness or pretext, pretension, anything like that. He's just saying this is a great band and it's their best album yet. So very cool, Michael. Thank you for that. And there you go. This has been another Reliving Old Reviews is a useless tool of confusion. You can still get my trilogy of Rush books, Anthem, Limelight, and Driven, which big fat tells the story of the band. You can still get my Rush album by album. My illustrated history is out of print. That's right. But yes, I still have album by album. Is that all the Rush books I've done? I think it is. So yeah, all three of the trilogy you can get in soft cover. I still have hardcovers of Driven. I think Limelight might be gone in hardcover. And my rare books box of expensive books, I do have a hardcover or two of Anthem in there. So you can get that in hardcover as well. MartinPopoff.com for all that. I sign them, send them out from the office. There you go. This has been another Reliving Old Reviews is a useless tool of confusion. That's right. Yeah, there you go. Go listen to some Rush.